I'd like to start, if I may, with a quote from Warren Buffett, who said that in the business world, the rearview mirror is always clearer than the windshield. Well, what does he mean by that? He means that you can see the outcome of companies' decisions by how they perform. But in your case, as entrepreneurs, you're going off-road. You're going where no one has gone before. There's no lanes or traffic signs to tell you what lies ahead. So hopefully I can in some small way help you to formulate your product positioning today, to focus the product development as well as your market development. And along the way we'll review some of the best practices. Why? Again, I hope to in some small way increase your probability of success, to minimize your time to revenue by developing and defining your minimum viable product set. This will ensure that you minimize your development time and marketing cost and lengthen your runway. Runway? What exactly is a runway? Well, a runway is your cash reserves divided by your burn rate, your monthly burn rate, equals the amount of time you have to finish your development and get someone writing checks for the first release of your product. As an analogy, consider yourself sitting in an aircraft, you're rumbling down the runway, and you have to get airborne, i.e. revenue, before you get to the end of the runway, i.e. cash reserves. That's fine as an analogy, but the difference here is that as you're rumbling down the runway, you're actually building the aircraft you're going to take off on. So in order to ensure your probability of success, you need to define your minimal viable product set. That is, the least number of features for which a customer will write a check. So the process of developing a positioning statement, which will help you define your MVP and your marketing development, begins with an idea that you have for a great product. You know it's a killer. People are going to beat down your door to get it. So document it. Test it with potential customers. And when you do, you're going to find out they're going to tell you things you did not anticipate or did not realize. This will cause you to modify your product. It's amazing how many companies I deal with that don't go through this step. So particularly if you're a software company, build a mock-up, do some prototypes, do screenshots, etc., and test it out with potential customers. They're going to again tell you things you didn't know, so you go back and you modify it. Test it with potential customers, and so on and so on. I know you think you've got a great idea, but what you think is irrelevant. It's only what the customer thinks that matters. So the idea of a positioning statement. It's to determine why someone would buy from your company. Why would they buy your product? What's unique about your product? How will you cut their cost or increase their revenue? Let's face it, when someone pays you money to implement your product, at the end of the day they're looking for a larger pile of money on their desk than they would have had they not paid you that money. So you're either going to increase that pile of money either by cutting their cost or increasing their revenues. And if you're in the gaming side of things, how will you provide them with more fun or well-being? They're not necessarily looking for an ROI there in dollars and cents. So you believe if you build it, they will come. Well, work for Kevin Costner in Field of Dreams, but really, are you willing to bet your time and your money and the money of your friends and family on your concept of what people will buy? So the positioning statement is to put some discipline in the approach to defining your value. And it's done in the eyes of the customer, what they're telling you and not what you think. This becomes your short form elevator speech when people ask you, what is it, what do you do, what does your product do? Test it with your customers. It will change many times. The process can also identify pivot opportunities. Well, what's a pivot? That's when you go out and talk to people and you find out that the product doesn't fit the market very well. But if you just did one or two things, it might fit another opportunity very well. So in that case, you don't throw it out, you modify the product and refocus. What does a positioning statement look like? Well, there's 7 layers to the statement. First of all, who is the target for your product? What is the key market segment that they're in? What is it that they need? What need or pain or hurt are you addressing? And I'd like to also add that a benefit is a compelling reason to buy. Something that they didn't have before. It's not addressing a problem, but it's an opportunity possibly to make more money, and that's a compelling reason to buy. So what is the product? Is it a telephone system? Is it a new add-on for a car? That provides what? What is the key benefit that this product provides? What is the compelling reason for which people will pay for this product? And unlike your competitors who are out there today, how are you going to beat them? Competitors A through C. And remember too that doing nothing is a competitor. People can continue to do things in the same way they always have, and that will compete. You have to get them to want your product, to value your product. What is the key competitive differentiation of your product over others? And also, what is it that you provide that provides a complete product? Could be support, training, installation, etc. The penalty for not doing this is you could be developing, and likely will be, a feature set that's not optimal for your market segment or is even wrong. You could be developing a sales and marketing strategy for the wrong customers. You're developing and stressing the wrong benefits. Or worst of all, you're developing a product for a non-existent market. So this is all part of the positioning statement. Is the start of a larger process that companies should be going through, which again will minimize their cost and increase their probability of success. There are a number of stages, obviously, to it. So thanks for your attention to this very brief presentation. If you would like to talk to me about some of the steps and how they might relate to your company and its products, why not visit me at my website, marketing-pilot.com. My contact information is there, as well as a good explanation of what it is that I do. Thank you, and I hope to hear from you soon.